Okay, welcome back to the class of agriculture business planning. Now we are in the chapter 6. I will share the screen at first. Okay, here is the material today. Okay, so our topic today is, selling and customer record. So in the previous chapter, we have learned market test and selling. And now we continue to selling and customer record. So it has two topics, but customer record is just like practice. Okay. So before starting, I want you to know what we have for today. So we have to understand the basic sales process, and we also have to understand the development of the selling function. And we also want to know the salesperson's general skills, sales models, and also I equip you with the reference. So what is the basic sales process? Selling process keep changing following the advance of technology. So I think everyone will agree if I say like the selling process change following the change of technology. For example, previously people don't have the habit to buy things online, but because the internet, the smartphone, and another infrastructure that provided, so makes the people keep, how to say that, change their shopping way. So because of the change in the customer behavior, so the company have to follow. The company have to follow the customer behavior. Recently, the customers expect immediate, convenient, individualized service. So fast response company is a great achievement, right? So if one organization doesn't provide it, chances are we have another choice to turn to, because there are so many companies sell the same products, right? So we can easily go to another seller. So previously, in the previous chapter, the support service is become to strengthen the advantage comparative, right? So it happened here. It can be advantage for a customer, for a company, if they can provide a fast response feature, a fast response customer service. So understanding customers is vital to overcoming the competition and learning what it will take to help your customer choose your product or service rather than competitions. So it is not enough for us to knowing that all customers come to us, but we have to know their reason. By knowing their reason, we can strengthen our products. We can strengthen our service. We can maintain, we can we can increase our service. So now the second topic is about the development of the selling function. Sales from simple bartering to profession. So this is the form of transaction. In the old centuries, the transaction was done with bartering to profession. So the beginning of sales was simple bartering and transactions. Okay. Now it become profession. So let's dig more. This basic form of selling happens when products are standard and commoditized. Okay, so for the standard and commoditized product, the transaction happen is the basic one. And then the relationship between the salesperson and customer is limited to the single transaction between the two of them. Okay, so it means that the seller to the consumer, their relationship is limited. Just like I sell the things and you buy it, just like that. And then, but now they are more complex. The relationship between salesperson and the customer. Okay, and then as people began focusing on sales as a profession, people began to study and identify what was important in a sales relationship. And finally, the sales turned to be a profession. And then it developed again, and people start to study the relationship between salesperson and the customer. It's no longer about I sell, I give you, I provide you things, you provide me money. It's no longer about that. Has more. Important thing for sales profession. So if you want to be a salesperson for your product or for other people's product, you have to know the continuity of the company or organization and the relationship. So if that is your own company, so it means you have to understand the continuity or your company intertwined with your customer. And second is the consistency in offerings and in service. So what kind of products you offer and what kind of service you put into that product. Okay. And then important thing for salesperson, the next is sustainability of the product and or service. Make sure that your product is stay available. Yeah. And then understanding of the customer's real issue. You have to be able to read the problem of the customer. Again and again, we back to the problem again. Okay, so you have to understand the customer's real issue. What is their need? Okay, so that is an important thing to be known as a sales when the sales become a profession. So it's no longer just to offer the things and you get payment, not that. But you have to continue, you have to understand the relationship happen in your company. or in your place, working place, and you have to understand the customer's real issue. Because now so many competitors to sell the same product. If you cannot fulfill the customer needs, they will choose another company for the same product, right? And then sales from the next one is continuity in communications with their contacts, right? So now if we go to particular business, let's say the business is uh, uh, body care. They provide many products. They used to ask our contact, right? Sorry. They and then 2 days or 1 month later, they send us message to inform us that there are some discounts, there are some interesting offerings. So that company keep contacting us, whether just like give us the new catalog or whether just say like uh, happy holiday, something like that. Many ways they do another to be keep in touch with the prospective customer. And then similar ways in which they want to trade with each other. And then mutual willingness to be flexible and adapt to each other. So you have to be willing and flexible and adaptation skill with each other, because your customer, maybe they are from the same segmentation, but their personality is different. For example, maybe they're from middle to low income. The segmentation is the same, but their personality is different. How they treat you, how they respect you is different. So you have to be willing to adapt with the situation. And the second one is the development of the selling function. At first, from the system is barter. And the second one, the development of selling function is management and information. Previously, it's just like provide things and you sell, I got money, you get things. Now, it developed. There are some management have to be applied into the business, and the advance of technology will affect the information. So there is the development. Another development of the selling function. So this management and information is are adopted as the add value for the product of particular company. For example, management and information, right? Previously, for let's say agriculture business, one company sell organic agriculture product. Previously, they just provide organic product and then they sell it. But selling function keep developing, right? Now they have to apply some management skill, management rule for their products. For example, because now people getting smarter, they want to to they want the product is fresh. So the company should apply the management for to harvest their product. For example, they do like pre-order stuff because they are going to harvest the products in the next 3 days. So now today they give the information to the customer. They announce it through their social media, and they say we are going to harvest in next 3 days. If you want the product, please give us your how 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 many kilograms do you need, what kind of fruits do you need, or what kind of vegetable do you need. So that's kind of management, and also the information. So that kind of management as information will add the value to that company, because the customer feel well informed and the customer feel they get the best product. So that is the development of selling function for management and information. And then partnership. So in the sales, in the bartering, in the previous slide, they say that the relationship between salesperson and customer is just like I provide goods and you provide money. Then let's do transaction, something like that. But now in the selling function development, that relationship has changed. Means like company and the customer become partner. That's happened now, right? Because currently the company will ask the customer to criticize them. That is a kind of partnership. So recently, selling techniques are encouraged toward partnership with customer. This level of intricacy in the arrangement between customers and salesperson mainly began in 1980s with the rise of outsourcing. Okay. So, and the next development of selling function is education and enablement. So previously, the company don't have to educate their customer, but now the many company will educate their customer by putting more valuable information in their packaging of their products. So here, creating the buyer's dependence on the seller as a source of information and assistance. But here, like enablement, not yet fully understood. So the characteristic of the type of education and this enablement is educational activities of the seller and the seller's organization exceed those of the partnership relationship. So it exceeds the partnership of relationship. And the seller is facilitator. So for example, if I sell the vegetable, I will facilitate, I will educate them why you have to eat this kind of vegetable, something like that. Enabling the buyer to perform at a higher level through the implementation of the sales product, service, and assistance. It means that by providing high level the implementation of the products, service, and assistance. So the customer willing to pay for that. And then the seller educates the buyer on the buyer's business in order to help improve their understanding, development, and processes when interacting with their own customer. So it means that like B2B, right? Business to business. Our customer is business doer, and we educate them how they will increase their business, how will they maintain their relationship with their customer. So education and enablement. Education can be business to person, and enablement can be business to business. So the continue from the previous slide is the salesperson and the salesperson's organization. It means like me as a salesperson and my company as my organization fulfill the roles of guide and mentor for the buying organization. So just like B2B, business to business. So I play a role as a guide to mentor the business doer that is my client. So that's the meaning here. And then seller's involvement can actually foster significant changes in the buyer's organization through the relationship. So when I mentor them, when I give them some advices, so the relationship change. Not only they are my buyer, but they are my client. I am their mentor. So another relationship being built, right? So next, we are going to learn about salesperson general skills. So if you want to be a salesperson for your own product of another company's product, you have to have this skill. First, you have to have the listening skills. Okay. You have to be willing to listen people, whether they are your prospective consumer or whether they will never buy things from you. But at least their grieving can be your inspiration to create another products, right? So a successful sales relationship today involves the seller being able to help the buyer identify his or his organization's true needs. It has been mentioned in the previous chapter, right? So you have to help to identify the customer needs. So you as a salesperson have to be able to help the buyer to identify his organization's true needs. So in order to understand this, you have to apply the chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3, right? You have to identify the problem, you have to formulate the problem, and you have to formulate the solutions. So because sometimes the clients don't know what kind of problem they are facing, but they feel not comfortable, right? And you as a salesperson have to be able to identify that. So you can confidently offer the product to solve the problem, right? And then the seller helps this process by being able. How do you do that? Of course, by willing to listen and understand what the buyer is telling you. If you cannot listen them, you don't get bring a clear information. So you have to develop your listening skill. Studies have shown that most listeners retain less than 50% of what they hear. Okay, so it is good to develop your listening skill. How to practice the listening skill? So you have to pay close attention. So give a close attention to your peer when they are talking. In this case, is to your customer. You have to pay close attention. And then you have to demonstrate physically that you are listening, such as you nod or you smile, or your face expression is sad, happy when they tell you a happy story, something like that. Yeah, demonstrate physically. And then check for understanding. What does it mean? When your customer telling you things, and you can to make sure to clarify the information. So you check for understanding whether you are misunderstood or you catch the idea very clear. Don't interrupt. If you understand the things, if you don't confuse the statement, just let them keep talking. Don't interrupt. And then respond appropriately. If that is a sad story, and it means you can feel the sadness too. If that's a happy story, you can feel that happiness too. Okay. And the next skill is effective communication skill. Okay. So communication skills are the tools that we use to remove the barriers to effective communication. So it means that, for example, if we are a nervous person, and then it make us less effective to communicate. So it means we have to make sure ourselves to remove that barrier. What is the barrier? The barrier is being nervous. So yeah, we have to practice ourselves. You have to look at ourselves. Is not someone that have to be nervous, right? To practice our confidence. So effective communication skill. Remember that communication skills involve both verbal and non-verbal communication. Okay, so if you want to master the communication skill, you have to master your verbal and your non-verbal communication too, because we communicate through our words and through our body language, right? So the non-verbal aspects of what we are saying are actually more important than the words that we use. What does it mean? It means that our non-verbal aspects, let's say body language, is speaking louder than our words. Okay, is sounding louder than our words. In fact, if the two conflict, we will automatically believe the non-verbal communication we are receiving over the verbal, right? That is common. That is happen frequently. So non-verbal communication referring to tone of voice and body language, because tone voice can describe our meaning, right? And then tone of voice is responsible for about 35 to 40% of the message we are sending. if we want to send a sad story, but our tone just like happy person, so that is not match, right? People will cannot catch the idea. So it involves the volume, emotion, and emphasis in our voice when we speak. If we want to encourage people, of course, the tone of our voice will be loud and will be enthusiastic, right? So our idea can be catch up by others. So the others will think, okay, she or he asked me to be enthusiastic. So yeah, involve the volume, emotion, and emphasis. So for our customer, for example, if we want to present the quality of our products, but our emotion, our voice does don't present such quality that we say this product quality is good, but with the wrong volume, the wrong emotion, how they will convince and how they will decide, how they will finally will buy our product, right? So over half of the message we are sending can be due to body language, right? So not merely by our words, but by body language sometimes. So we have to pay attention to our words and to our body language. Okay? Body language is subconscious way that we communicate, but it is one that we recognize in others on instinct, right? So that is the power of body language. So body language examples. First, facial expression. If you're happy, express it through your face. If you're sad, if you're feel sympathy, express them through your face. And the way they are standing or sitting. So people can see whether we feel comfortable or not through our standing or sitting gesture. Okay, so make sure you feel comfortable beside your customer, or or are you feeling insecure, or are you feeling intimidating? Yeah, it can be. So just make sure you present the real one. Any swaying or other movement. So yeah, our movement also can so loudly present our feeling in that time. Are we feel comfortable or are we feel not comfortable? Gestures with their arms or hands. For example, how our hand and how our arms keep moving. How is the gestures? Yeah, that is part of body language, right? Eye contact. Eye contact, breathing rate, swallowing or choking. For example, if people ignore us and then we come something like that. And blushing and fidgeting. So that's kind of body language. The next skill is problem solving skill. So it is so important. This problem solving skills. Okay. So it works in conjunction with the customer. Okay, so we have the relationship with the customer, and the customer will tell us about the problem, and they expect us to solve their problem, right? So we have to have the skill to solve the problem because they think that the product we have or the company we are working in is the solution to that problem. So we have to solve that. And then identify any issues that the customer has. Okay, because as I mentioned before, that sometimes the customer don't really recognize their problem. So we have to identify any issues. Why this become like that? What makes that become like this? Something like that. And then use that information to offer solutions to the customer's problems or situations. Yeah. The tricky part of this situation is ensuring that the problem that the customer is attempting to solve is the actual problem that exists. So make sure whether it is just existed or it is old problem. Okay. The next skill is interpersonal skill. Okay. So interpersonal skills more than just communication skill. Okay. In these interpersonal skills are the people skill that seem to come to some of us so naturally, just like how I interact with another. Some people think that is like, I was born with that. I was born with that skill. And interpersonal skill will help you to work with your customer and build rapport with them. Because actually interpersonal skill is like, how do you build communication with another people? How do you interact with them? How do you create like, let's say if you are in the vacation, in the travel, in the trip for 3 hours with strangers, but you have a skill to have a fun conversation within 3 hours. So that is a skill. That's interpersonal skills. That is why some people think that is a brings naturally, right? Which is no, actually that can be developed. It will also help you to advocate for your customer with your colleagues across your organization. So just like this interpersonal skill will help you like to protect your customer across your organization, for example, your competitor. Interpersonal skills also help you to build the type of long-term relationships that are important in maintaining customer over time. So in this chapter 6, we learn about selling and customer record. So customer record is the step to maintain our relationship with our customer. But here, by doing this skill, also another step to maintain our relationship with our customer. So entrepreneurial skill are the people skill that help you to work with and build rapport with customers. Okay, work with and build rapport with customers, as well as to advocate your customer within your own organization. So they become loyal to your organization. That's the personal skill. How they can trust you. How they can trust you to tell you their problem, and to ask, to trust you to give them advice or suggestion. Interpersonal skill, some of interpersonal skill is courtesy, good manners. You have a good manners. So, and then, yeah, there's no reason to be anything but courteous, right? And it fosters a relationship and shows that you care about making the other person comfortable. So that's important. If you can make others feel comfortable nearby you, you have that kind of courtesy. Okay. And then respect for others. Everyone, if we respect everyone, they will be feeling comfortable nearby us. Ability to see things from others' perspective. Actually, this one is the same as respect, right? We respect the difference. We respect the people's thought. We don't judge person. If you have a customer who is upset about something, you might feel as if they have overreacted at first. Yeah, this is happening common, right? We say that, oh, you just hyperbole the things. But yeah, maybe for that person, the things is a big problem. But for us, no. We have to respect that. We have to be able to accept the reaction. You need to be able to understand how what has happened is affecting your customer. Okay, that is interpersonal skill. Now is organization skill. So if you are going to be a salesperson, you have to be well organized. Why? Because as a salesperson, you'll have information on your own products, right? And services to keep track of. Information on your customers and their business, information on prospects that might become customers, and any other information that your organization might provide. So you have that kind of all information. How you make sure that information is not wrong? How you make sure if that information doesn't change with another information? So you have to organize that information in your mind or in your notes or in anything. And then you have to be well organized because as a salesperson, you'll have information relevant to the job itself. Okay. And then you will have to keep track of any sales you make if you are paid by commission or quota. So there's so many things you will have, because you have so many responsibilities. Make sure you don't escape any responsibilities. So you have to be well organized. If you are if you are a person who are going to be well organized by doing notes, to-do list, yeah, just do it. There is no absolute things to be done, but just make sure what makes you to be a well-organized person. Just do that. And then self-motivation skill. You have to be able to motivate yourself, right? Will be those times, sometimes you will feel like so down, but you have to work. You have to treat your customer, and then you have to enhance your mood, and you have to be happy, whether there's so many things that can make you not happy, right? So the next skill is persuasion skill. Persuade. You have to be able to persuade your customer. The most important skill in persuasion is understanding the point of view of your customer. So you have to understand your customer and providing information on the benefits of your offer. So it means it comes from the understanding of your customer and the understanding to your product from yourself, right? If you know the problem of your customer, but you don't know your product, what things you are going to offer, and vice versa. If you really understand about your product, but you don't know the problem of your customer, you will offer the wrong product to them and they feel not helped at all, right? And then as a sales people, we tend to focus on the features of our offering, okay? Which is we have to focus to our customer problem too. Here, they mention here. What we truly need is to focus on how the customer will benefit from our product or service. So it's not enough to only understand our product. We have to understand our customer problem. And then customer service skill. This is the next skill. Customer service is not just a series of steps that you complete. You are not a robot. You don't have to, after this. You have to be flexible because you face the people, right? It is an attitude and a way of looking at customers that enables you to provide the best level of service that you and your organization are capable of providing. So you will be displaying the capability of your organization, of your company, if you have the customer service skill. Don't underestimate the power of customer service when it comes to making sales and keeping customers. Okay, so if you want to make sales, make sure your customer service is the best one, and that service will keep your customer. So here, many customers are willing to pay a higher price, right? Or go without certain features if they know that they have access to excellent customer service people who will be responsive and effective whenever they are needed. So this is about the fast response of the customer service support service system, right? Many customers are willing to pay a higher price or go without certain features. They will choose another company that will be so responsive and effective. Even that company offered them without a certain features. So they value the service so high. Okay. So the last skill is integrity. As in any relationship, integrity is vital in your relationship with your customers. Don't cheat, don't fake with your customers. A simple definition is that someone with integrity acts in accordance with their values and their commitments. If your value is to make your customer well informed, and then you don't have to hide some informations. You have to tell them the good and the bad of the products. That's integrity. This means that if you act with integrity, you will be fulfilling not only your organization's values, but your own. So you keep the value of your organization and you keep the value of yourself. That is the integrity. Okay, so that is the sales general, salesperson general skill. There are a lot. Actually, you can apply that when you start to sell your product. Just see the difference. if you just make product and sell them. Just adopt that kind of skill to maintain the relationship with your customer. Okay. Okay, I think this is the last topic. It is a sales model. Okay, sales model adopted here is AIDA. AIDA. A stands for attention. I stands for interest. D stands for desire, and A stands for action. Okay. So, what does it mean, attention? This is the initial of sales model. Getting the attention of your customer is the first step. So get their attention first. And it's important because it sets the tone for your relationship going forward. So start from attention first. As the saying goes, you only get a single chance to make a first impression. So attention is built through first impression. So be sure that you are representing yourself, your product or service, and your organization in the best possible light. So because first impression will attract the attention, so make sure at the first impression you present the best version of you, of your product, and of your company, of your organization. From the attention, when somebody has attention, there comes interest. Once you've gotten the prospect's attention, you can hold it unless you generate some interest. Okay, you usually have about 15 seconds to create that interest in your customer. So first impression, attention, and interest. Okay, and then that interest turn to create desire. This requires further development of your rapport and conversation with the prospect. Okay, so build the conversation. After they are attractive, and then they are interested, and then build a desire for them to your product. This is when you can learn more about what the prospect's needs are and how you can help them. Plus, it's the chance for you to show that you are the right choice for the product or service they need. So that is the flows for sales models, okay? And then for the action, when they have that desire, finally, they will have the action. They will choose your product. They will buy your product. Okay, so this is the reference. I took the information from this book. You can go to this website. And what do you do next? Okay, so apply the salesperson general skill to approach your customer. Okay, because you have the product already. And then make the record of your selling by following the spreadsheet to this link. This link, I will show you how to fill this link. Okay. So this is the spreadsheet for group 1, for group 2, for group 3, group 4, group 5, until group 12. Okay, so how to fill this? I have prepared the information here. This is number, name of your team member, day and date, your activity, your production cost, your price, selling price, and your customer. You have to record your customer and the volume of their buy, how many units they buy from your products, and how much revenue you got. Yeah, this is the revenue. And then write down the problem you faced when sell your product, and what is the solution you have applied, and the things you learn by doing things. And then you prepare the promotion proof here. You can post the picture, or you can make the URL for the picture and you put the URL here, and here you put the documentation of your customer. If they're not well, if they don't want to take picture, you can just ask them to hold your products and take the picture with them. Okay, so just fill this spreadsheet to make your customer record. Okay, so yeah, and at the end, every week, so you have to upgrade it every week. Okay, so in week 1, what day do you do selling? Is it in Monday? Is it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Or is it Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? Or is it Monday to Sunday? We don't know, right? So you have to write it here. And every week you have to accumulate all the cost and all the revenue. So I can see your progress for your project, for your business. Are you guys get profit, or are you guys facing loss? Something like that. Okay. So this one I make in the, oh, sorry. Okay. So here's the link. Okay. I repeat it. I put here number, name. It is the name of your team member, day and date, your activity, your production cost, your selling price, your buyer name, okay, and your revenue, and the problem you face, the solution you apply, and the things you learn. Write down here. And make the promotion proof here. Maybe your promotion through Instagram, your promotion through WA, WhatsApp. And then the last is documentation for the picture of your buyer. And this one for your group 1 will fill here, group 2 fill here, group 3, group 4, until group 12. So I have told you, so you have to fill the total of your cost and your revenue each week. The first week, how much do you spend and how much do you earn? The second week, how much do you spend and how much do you earn? And at the last semester of our project, you have to calculate them all. So we can conclude whether you how to say that, whether you get a profit or loss. Okay, so I put the spreadsheet on this link. You can go there, write down your name according to your group. Okay, Next. Okay, good luck on your product selling. Don't forget to upgrade the spreadsheet, and don't forget to apply the salesperson general skill to approach your customer. That's all for today. Thank you so much for your attention.